In this video we're going to have a look at proof by induction, but in the context of proving a closed form for powers of matrices. So let's have a look at this question here. It says the matrix A is given by A equals 3, 0, 1, 1. Prove by induction that for n greater than or equal to 1, A to the power of n is equal to that. So the first thing we have to do in a proof by induction, so step 1, prove true for a base case, which is going to be the smallest value of n. So we're proving it's true for a starter case. Well, I can see here that the smallest value of n is 1 because n is greater than or equal to 1. 1 is the smallest value of n. So what I'm going to do is refer to this here is the left hand side and this here as the right hand side, as typically that's what we do in proofs by induction. So step 1, we're going to let n equals 1, which implies the left hand side equals 3, 0, 1, 1 to the power of 1 equals 3, 0, 1, 1. The right hand side equals, I'm going to sub it into this, equals A to the 1 equals 3 to the power of 1, 0, a half of 3 to the 1 minus 1, 1, equals 3, 0, and here 3 take 1 is 2, half of that is 1, 1, which is equal to the left hand side. So the right hand side is equal to the left hand side. Therefore, true for n equals 1. Next step, let n equals k and assume true. So anything I write in blue here is necessary to get marks in the exam. Anything I write in red is just instructive for the purposes of explanation. So let n equals k and assume true. So scrolling back up. So we're assuming true for n equals k. We should always state what we're assuming, i.e. a to the power of k equals 3 to the k, 0, a half of 3 to the k, take 1, 1. So we're assuming that that's true. We don't know whether or not it is true yet. It's important to state that, but we're just going to assume for now it's true. We'll come back to why that's important in a little while. Okay, so then step 3, what we need to do is let n equal k plus 1 and show true for this. And the first thing we should do is write down what we're targeting, the expression that we're targeting. Our target expression is always the assumption with k plus 1 subbed into it. So just as a bit of a side note, let's just write our target. So target equals 3 to the k plus 1, 0, half of 3 to the k plus 1 minus 1, 1. And that's just to remind ourselves what the left hand side has to equal when we do this proof. So we'll keep that to the side there and keep referring back to it. So now if n equals k plus 1, starting with the left hand side, equals, well, a to the k times a. Hopefully you agree that's a to the power of k plus 1. And what we're going to do is use our expression for a to the k here, replace it with what we've assumed to be true. So taking that expression there equals 3 to the k, 0, a half 3 to the k take 1 times our A, which is 3, 0, 1, 1. 3, 0, 1, 1. Okay, so we've got that there. So now we're just going to multiply that matrix out. So what we're trying to do is take the left-hand side, a to the k plus 1. We know it's equivalent to a to the k times a. So we're going to replace this a to the k with something we know to be true from our assumption and try and form our target expression. So equals, so 3 to the k times 3. We'll write everything out longhand. In proofs, it's always safe to put as much working as you can. So 3 to the k times 3 plus half 3 to the k minus 1 times 0, which we're going to leave blank. Then the 0 times 3 plus 1 times 0, which gives 0 here. Then we've got 3 to the k times 1, which is 3 to the k, plus a half 3 to the k take 1 times 1. So a half 3 to the k take 1 times 1. Then on the bottom we've got 0 times 1 plus 1 times 1, which gives 1. And it's our job now to try and manipulate this algebra to try and make it equal to this. So equals 3 to the power of k plus 1. 0, nice and easy there. This is going to be the harder one to do. So we've got 3 to the k plus 1/2 of 3 to the k, take 1/2, then 1 at the bottom there. Okay, equals, so 3 to the k plus a half of 3 to the k, that's 3/2 3 to the k. We've got 1 of these plus a half of these is 1.5 of these, 3 over 2 of these. So 3 to the k plus 1, 0. And here again, 3 to the power of k plus half of 3 to the k is 1.5 lots of 3 to the k. 3 over 2 lots of 3 to the k, take 1/2, 1 there, equals 3 to the k plus 1, 0, almost there. So this 3 here, we're going to now bring into here. So that says 3 times 3 to the k. So we're taking that 3 into this. So we get 3 to the k plus 1 over 2. Take 1/2. On the bottom, we've got 1. Equals, finally, 3 to the k plus 1, 0. Then if we take out the factor of a half here, we get a half. 3 to the k plus 1, take 1. 1 on the bottom, equals the target, which is what we wanted to show. So what we've done here, we've taken this assumption here and said, if it truly is the case that the left-hand side equals the right-hand side, we should be able to form this in 2 ways. We should be able to get the k plus 1th expression by both just replacing this k with k plus 1 and by taking the kth term, which we've assumed to be true, and timesing it by a to get a to the k plus 1. So we've formed the expression in 2 ways and found that they're equal. So step 4. Conclude. Now this is important. So what we've shown is if true for n equals k, then true for n equals k plus 1. Now this is really important to understand this, because what we've shown is that if this assumption's true, then this rule that we've proved is also true for the k plus 1th term. So if it's true for this term here, it's true for the next. Now it's really important to understand that we haven't found out whether it's true for this one yet. We don't know whether this assumption is true. So we go right back up to our base case step. We've actually proved it's true for n equals 1. But if it's true for n equals 1, i.e. when k equals 1, we know the k plus 1th term is true as well. We know it's true for k equals 2. And if it's true for k equals 2, when k equals 2, then it's true for k equals 3. If it's true for k equals 3, then it's true for k equals 4. If true for k equals 4, then true for k equals 5. So therefore, we can say, since true for n equals 1, then true for all integers n greater than or equal to 1 by mathematical induction. And that's the basis of proofs by induction using matrices.